Hello YouTube, I'm Ironclad13, thank you for joining me, and this, as you've probably guessed from the screen in front of you, is Command and Conquer. The original, well, not technically the original. EA recently released the remastered edition of Command and Conquer Red Alert on Origin, and it's out on a few other platforms as well. I know it's on Steam. But yeah, this is one of the classics, the primogenitors, if you will, of the real-time strategy genre, although many will say quite rightly that it is the successor to Dune 2, which, to be fair, it is. It's a similar style of engine, and the game is primarily played around control of a singular resource. Dune had the spice, Command & Conquer has Tiberium. I believe this one's now officially called Tiberian Dawn, but back in the day it was CNC 95 because that's what it said on the exe file, so that's what it will always be to me. But yeah, you probably already know about the history, so I'm not going to go too far into it. I've only recently started getting back into it. I did pre-order it, but it's taken me until now really to start really getting my teeth into it and playing it. And I thought it would be enjoyable for me to do something that was enjoyable for you guys and do a Let's Play. So without further ado, we are going to dive right in. Let's start a new game. So I'll probably talk over the cutscenes, or at least some of them. But yeah, so the premise of Command & Conquer came on the back of the first Gulf War, I think. At least it's kind of set that way. You know, there's GDI, which is the Global Defense Initiative, which are essentially the United Nations stroke NATO, and the Brotherhood of Nod, as you've guessed, are a religious faction. They are, at the start of the game, they are regarded as something of a terrorist organization.
Now account for almost half of the
and it's kind of weird the way people just kind of talk about terrorist organizations like it's no big deal, it's a small thing, they're just doing their thing. But the thing you have to remember is this predates 9/11, and a lot of the other stuff that's going on at that time, so you know it does kind of try to replicate that sort of gritty modern, well, not modern anymore, but that sort of modern feel. But I think they probably dodged a bullet in some ways because they did make all of the, well, pretty much the entire cast in this, as far as I can remember, is American. We'll probably find that out as we go along, but they could have had a real clanger here where they have this terrorist organization, quote-unquote terrorist organization, you know, and done some really horrible things with people of certain ethnic backgrounds, but thankfully they didn't do that. The entire cast is American, even, well, disputably the good guys are the bad guys, but we are going to start our campaign with the Global Defense Initiative, and we'll come on to the Brotherhood of Nod at a later date. I think Nod are the more fun faction to play, but I kind of feel like GDI are the one you're supposed to start with, so that's what we're going to go with.
Global Defense Initiative selected.
Are you picking this up? Good. I know you need more deep background, but we're up against it. Nod forces have fortified this beachhead at X16Y42. Intelligence is still coming in, so we can't tell you a lot.
That's good coordinates. That's some good coordinates there.
Commander Carter can sneak you and some backup forces on shore right here. You may get some artillery support from his gunboats, but this is mostly grunt work. Your mission is simple. Knock out all fortifications, eliminate all Nod troops, and establish a beachhead by building your base. Good luck.
One thing the original Command & Conquer did miss out on was the idea of naval units. There are some boats, but they're very minimalist. It's literally just a platform with a rocket launcher on it. And oh man, these cutscenes, like these take me back years, decades even.
Yes. Affirmative. Yes. Yes. Yes.
So we're
Acknowledged.
just gonna get stuck straight in.
Not a
New
problem.
construction.
One thing I didn't appreciate when I was playing this as a kid was the nuance in a lot of the units, like how you can effectively use them, because I know that I tended just to spam tanks and just spam tanks for days and days and days, and that's
Construction complete.
generally not the best way to actually play the game, but that's what I did, and it took me
New construction.
so many hours of playtime to
Yes. Affirmative.
actually get anywhere.
Yes. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes. Waiting. Roger. Yes, sir. Waiting. Yes, sir. You got it.
Building.
Waiting. Moving
Unit
out. Unit moving
ready.
out.
So
Reporting.
we've cleared our landing area. Let's find an
Unit
base.
Moving out.
ready.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Unit moving out.
Building.
Reporting.
Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Reporting. Got it. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Unit
Building.
acknowledged.
Unit
acknowledged.
ready.
So our objective,
Unit
if I recall
ready.
correctly, is
Building.
destroy all enemy node units.
Yes,
So
sir. Acknowledged.
that's what we're
Unit
looking for.
ready.
Moving out. Yes, sir. Right away.
Building.
Further up here.
Affirmative.
Unit
Unit
ready.
report. Moving out.
Unit
There's not much else
ready.
coming on from this guy's gunboats. Oh, there he is.
Mission.
Oh, and that was them. So the first mission really breaks you in easy. It's not so... I mean, this game didn't really have tutorials because they weren't really a thing back in the day. But yeah, it's literally just, here's some basic kit, play around with it, and off you go. Oh, man. Look at the size of those voxels. This was like cutting edge stuff when it was new and I first got into it. The green screen is amazing. So, got great leadership, but efficiency 20%? I mean, I don't know how the efficiency thing is calculated. I mean, that took us less than 2 minutes to complete the first mission. No casualties. Broke up 3 nod buildings. Killed a bunch of their guys, but only 20% efficiency. Maybe I was supposed to hang on to the money I started with or something, I don't know. But it is what it is. So from here, we get a big map, and you can kind of see where games like Total War kind of got the idea, where you have a big map and you plan your strategic moves and then go to a sort of tactical battle. I mean, I couldn't say for certain if they literally took the idea from stuff like this, but you can kind of see the first sort of, not prototypes, but concepts, if you will, of that kind of game. But obviously our moves are limited. We can't go anywhere we want. We have to be. Sometimes we get a choice, but apparently we have to progress from our beach landing in Estonia, which was weird considering that's a push south from a northern landing, but the map we played on had it the other way around. Some of the inconsistencies in this game are just the best.
Good job with the beachhead, Commander. Time to bring you up to speed on nods so you know what you're dealing with. This is Kane, the self-appointed leader.
This is the
of
big bad guy.
Brotherhood of Nod.
That is Joseph Kukin, if you don't know who he is, and
Stand by, I'll link us up.
basically I thought he was one of the coolest actors ever when I was a kid. I get that he's not that big an actor that I'm aware of, but just I think the thing about the Command & Conquer franchise is that, like, you can tell that most of the actors in this are like just random
You heard the man. What are you waiting
folks
for?
off the development team.
Unit
and they're
lost.
just having fun. Like that's the best thing about it. Like Joseph Cookin, I think he did a lot of the writing actually.
Moving out. Yes, affirmative.
But
Moving
he,
out.
like obviously, but like that's a man who
Moving
loves
out.
his job.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Yes, you got it. Yes, acknowledged. Moving out. Unit moving out. Waiting. Yes, moving
Right.
out.
So what we got now? We still have to
Vehicle moving out.
fight this knob
Yes,
up.
yes, moving out. Yes, moving out.
Reinforcements have
Waiting.
arrived.
Affirmative. Yes. Yes. Acknowledged. Yes. Moving out. Yes. Acknowledged. Unit report. Acknowledged. Yes.
Low
Waiting
power.
order.
New construction
Affirmative. Ready and
options.
waiting.
Building.
Reporting.
Unit
Yes.
lost.
Yes. Acknowledged. Yes. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Reporting.
Unit
Yeah, like-
ready. Building.
Yes. Moving out.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Reporting. Affirmative. Yes.
Unit ready.
Ready. Waiting.
Unit lost.
Yes.
This is just such a
Building.
delight
Reporting. Roger.
Unit
to get back
ready.
into the nostalgia of. I mean,
Building.
Yes.
I'm not going to pretend like there's a brilliant overarching story here. The story is basic as all hell,
Unit
but
ready.
Acknowledged.
I mean, for the
Building.
time, it was pretty damn
Ready and
awesome.
waiting. Yes.
Unit
Reporting.
ready.
Right away, sir.
Building.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Unit ready.
Right away. Vehicle acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Got it.
Unit
Yes.
lost.
Reporting. Right away,
Oop,
sir.
gotta put the engineer say. These little guys are good for essentially stealing buildings.
Yes, sir. Got it. Ready. Waiting. Yes, sir. Reporting. Reporting. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. You got it. Ready. Right away, sir. Waiting. Affirmative. Reporting. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Reporting. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Reporting.
Unit
Roger.
ready.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Moving out.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Unit
And I'm
ready.
basically going to do a sneaky here.
Building. Unit
uh,
ready.
I'm waiting
Yes,
for
sir.
their Tiberium
Unit
truck to come
ready.
back.
Problem. Waiting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Not a problem.
Our base is under
Reporting.
attack.
Reporting. Moving out. Waiting. Acknowledged. Waiting. Roger. Ready. Moving out.
Oh, there it is. So we don't want to
Ready. Yes, sir.
shoot it up too much because we want to steal
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes, sir. Ready and wait. Wait, sir. Yes, sir. Moving out.
Nod building
That's what we
captured.
want.
Silos
Right away,
needed.
Yes, you got it.
Nod
we'll steal
building
theirs.
captured.
Ready and waiting. Yes, sir.
New
Waiting.
construction
Yes.
options.
So we steal that. We can
Building.
build the Nod barracks now,
Reporting.
Construction complete. New construction
which gets us
options.
engineers, which means we can steal the rest of the
Building.
buildings. I don't know if this is actually how you're supposed to play this mission.
Yes, sir. No.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Right away, sir.
But that's what I'm gonna do.
Vehicle reporting.
Although to be
No.
fair,
Unit
engineers are
ready.
often one of the fastest ways to take down a base I've found if you can
Non-building
get
captured.
them past the enemy's outer defences. So yeah, despite the fact that that was apparently an emergency whereby I had to go rushing back to save the day, that wasn't as hard as it could have been. I love the fact that you get a cinematic with an APC in it, which is not a unit we actually got to play with. But it's all good because we have a flag. Knock out that refinery. So that was. I thought I'd already unlocked most of these. At least for the GDI ones. I've played a fair bit of the GDI campaign. But, well. On to the next day. So I think for this episode we will do one more mission and call it at that. But yeah, this is taking me so far back, and like I said, I was a kid at the time, so there's probably bits of the history here that I am horrendously wrong on, because this, basically what you're watching is as much a Let's Play of Command & Conquer as a Let's Play of Ironclad's nostalgia trip. So, you know, rose-tinted glasses, fallible memories, etc. There's probably a few details in the histories of things that I have gotten horrendously wrong, so
I know I
feel free to
promised
enlighten me
Northeast background
in
on
the
Keen and
comments.
Nod, but there'll be time for that later. Carter says you hit the ground fighting. Nice job. Now we need that again.
You never actually
Somewhere in
get
this
this
section of the
quote-unquote
Nod base
deep background
is protected against
on
airstrikes by
Kane.
Nod SAM sites. Knock them out so Colonel Morelli can provide air support. That should make it easier for you to take out the base.
It does.
I'll be out of the loop for a couple of days doing
It does strike me that this is a very bad way to run a military operation by never actually letting your field commander have a full briefing. See, I love that there's like little hints in the
Yes, sir.
in the intros, because like clearly for this mission you are meant to
Yes,
use
sir.
your grenadiers because grenadiers are good at buildings.
Moving out. Knowledge. Moving out.
Right, so we've got
Yes,
Tiger
sir.
up there.
Reporting. Moving out. Unit report.
So
Moving
I'm
out.
actually going to deploy around to get a little closer.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hello.
Yes, sir.
Cannot deploy here. New construction options.
Oh, this is bad.
Building.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
That
New
down.
construction options.
Get our fighting units. We've got
Building.
sufficient ground forces at the minute.
Moving out.
And we're just going to continue scouting around, I think.
Moving out.
And what we're looking for is those pesky SAM sites.
Moving out.
One thing I do
Construction
quite like
complete.
about the, certainly the GDI campaign, I don't know if an odd one does it,
Construction
at least I can't remember, I don't think
Building.
it does, is that if you blow out all of the Nod SAM sites,
Construction complete.
you will
Got it.
basically get free airstrikes.
Reporting. Affirmative.
New construction options. Building.
Oh,
Yes,
and
sir.
we are up to having comm centers now, which gets us a little radar map. Oh, hello.
Yeah, not a problem.
So, dudes with bazookas are really bad for vehicles, you may have
Not a
guessed.
problem. Affirmative. Affirmative.
But they're not very good at dealing with infantry.
Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, not a problem. Yes, sir. Got it. Reporting. Right away, sir.
Construction complete.
So we're just going to pop that down there.
Unit reporting. Yes, sir.
Try and get rid of this.
No. Vehicle reporting. Yes, right away. Unit moving out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Moving out. Yes, sir. Vehicle
Oh boy,
reporting.
there's another one.
Waiting. Affirmative. Yes, you got it. Reporting. Affirmative.
Let's
Building.
run both our grenadiers and our rifle
Unit
minigunners.
ready.
That's not a minigun, that's an assault
Building.
rifle.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Never mind.
Right
ready.
away, sir.
But ran them out to 5 each.
Yes, sir. Knowledge. Vehicle reporting.
And destroy all units and structures. Cool.
Yes, sir. Knowledge.
So, don't have soldiers.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Let's keep
Yes,
our
sir.
recon rolling.
Moving out.
Trust our infantry to do their job.
Moving out. Yes, sir. Moving out. Affirmative. Ready and waiting.
Oh, it's a ambush.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Report affirmative.
Shot my guy.
Ready and waiting.
Unit
Just
lost.
not nice.
Unit report affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Ready. Roger. Waiting.
Pull them back to there a wee bit. Place the
Building.
casualties.
Yes, sir. Moving
Unit
out.
ready.
Moving
Let's
out.
see.
Building.
Affirmative.
So this
Unit
looks like
ready.
civilians.
Moving out.
We'll
Ready and waiting.
leave them be.
Reporting. Moving out. Unit moving out. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Moving out. Moving out. Affirmative. Moving out. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Moving
At
out.
least it's good to know that massed recon units can generally... Oh, hello, that's bad.
Moving out.
Let's get them out of there.
Moving out. Moving out. Yes, Roger.
Although that does look like a potential back way into their base, so I
Silos needed.
guess we'll have a look at that. Oh,
Building.
silos.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit
There's
ready. Unit
sound
ready.
sites up there.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit
Ready and waiting.
ready.
Got it.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Ready and
ready.
waiting. Reporting.
Unit ready.
Acknowledge. Reporting.
Building.
Those guys over.
Unit ready.
I'll probably be trying to wreck that for a while. Let's keep
Unit
scouting.
ready. Building.
Reporting. Ready
Unit
and waiting.
ready.
Reporting. Out. Yes, sir.
Unit
Oh, no.
ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Not a problem. Roger. Yes, sir. Reporting. Roger. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Yes, sir.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Got it.
Building. On hold.
Yes, sir. Moving out. Acknowledge.
Nope, not paying
Cancel.
attention. Too many things going on.
Unit ready.
Yes. Reporting. Moving out. Yes. Right away, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Moving out. Reporting. Affirmative. Waiting over.
Oh
Affirmative.
boy.
Acknowledge.
Unit lost.
Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir. Unit reporting. Moving out. Waiting over. Acknowledge.
I'm probably going to end up losing the rest of
Reporting.
those
Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Humvee car things.
Moving out. Acknowledge. Moving out. Acknowledge. Moving out. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Acknowledge.
I guess that's... Oh boy, there goes another one.
Silos needed.
Oh fine, I'll build some silos.
Building. Unit lost.
Possibly build some more dudes.
Building. Construction complete. Unit
Ready and
ready.
waiting. Waiting order.
Building. Construction complete.
Alright game, this is
Unit
getting beyond my
ready.
ability to micromanage here.
Building.
Chill.
Reporting.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Building.
We've lost all of our
Unit ready.
Jeep things. Oh well.
Unit ready.
Reporting. Moving out.
Nothing more of
Building.
there. Oh, that was the last sound
ready.
site, because we have airstrikes now.
Unit ready.
Moving out. Affirmative.
Okay.
Ready and waiting. Reporting. Ready and waiting. Yes, sir.
Well, let's take these guys up around that back route that we spotted earlier.
Acknowledge. Right away, sir. Reporting. Acknowledge. Got it. Reporting. Yes. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Moving out.
Oh, that's a little close.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, infantry are much more resilient than I remembered
Unit lost.
Ready and waiting. Got
against things like
Reporting.
gun turrets and the like.
Unit
Ready and waiting.
lost.
it. Yes, sir.
Oh
Moving out.
no, I've messed them
Lost.
up.
No, moving out.
Get
Reporting.
over there.
Moving
Unit
out.
Get over there!
lost.
Acknowledge. Right away, sir. Roger. Ready and waiting out.
Building.
We'll get a couple engineers just because capturing the refinery is probably the easiest way at this stage to deal with the harvester.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Right away,
ready.
sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Reporting. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
This is probably not the most efficient way to deal with this because we are losing guys left and right.
Right away, sir.
Unit ready.
But I guess victory is ultimately the only thing. Oh no running over please.
Unit lost.
Oh, this is gonna get messy.
Unit lost. Building. Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Reporting.
Building.
Reporting.
Unit ready.
Moving out.
Pull
Building.
these guys back.
Unit ready. Building.
Moving out.
See if we can get a
Unit
little flavor.
lost.
Affirmative.
Our base is under attack. Unit ready. Unit lost. Building.
Yeah, okay, so they murdered all our dudes.
Unit lost.
Not unexpected.
Unit ready.
Right away, sir.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Ready and waiting. Waiting. Roger. Moving out. Waiting orders.
he's going for the engineers.
Ready and waiting.
That's
Affirmative.
not ideal.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Right away, sir.
He's really gunning for them, isn't he? No,
Reporting.
Unit
leave
lost.
my little briefcase man alone.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Well, saving one is better than saving none.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Although Tiberium... Oh, yes, I forgot that.
Yes, sir.
Really
Moving
wrecks your guy's health.
Unit ready.
out. Acknowledged.
Right, so let's try getting you guys around the side again.
Reporting. Moving out. Moving out. Reporting.
Well,
Affirmative.
maybe I can sneak an engineer in the front and capture their barracks. That might work better.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yeah, I think we're going to try
Reporting.
that.
Moving out. Yes, sir. Ready and waiting. Waiting. Roger. Ready and waiting. Yes, sir.
So we're going to try and get rid of that Jeep as well.
Ready. Right away, sir. Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Not building
That's what we want.
captured.
No, right
Low
away, sir.
I
power.
guess we'll take that
Reporting.
back.
Got
New
it.
construction
Reporting. Roger.
options.
Yes, sir.
Primary building selected.
Yes, you got it.
Building.
Reporting.
Not
You got
building
it.
captured. Unit ready.
Yes, moving out.
New construction
Reporting.
options.
So, as you can see,
Insufficient
engineers are really good at just taking
Unit
out bases
ready.
because losing that
Unit
means they couldn't
lost.
produce infantry.
Not
And
building captured.
pretty much straight from
Building.
there, they just couldn't replace their losses, which
Unit
Yes,
lost.
sir. Not a problem.
pretty much cuts off any ability they had to fight back.
Roger.
Building.
Reporting.
And
Roger.
also, that's now my harvester. I'm going to go collect
Unit
resources from you.
ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative.
One of the things I love
Building
about this is
captured.
stealing silos. Well, full
Unit
silos.
ready.
Reporting. Moving
It's
out.
like, it's free money, basically.
Reporting.
Not
And that's what they
building
did around there.
captured.
So that is them now without a base.
Yes, sir. Ready. Affirmative.
So it turns out you don't necessarily need to sneak
Mission
around the side, you can
accomplished.
literally just smash your way in the front and steal their stuff. I also never used the airstrike. That might have been a tactical oversight on my part. I also like it's brilliant that they use that base layout in all of the cutscenes. Like that is just like the default copy paste base now. Also, if I recall correctly, warthogs are not bombers. Right, well that is that one. Thank you very much for joining me. I have been Ironclad13, and if you'd like to see some more Command & Conquer Let's Plays, then by all means hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I will see you next time for more of the GDI missions. Ta-ta for now, folks.